Hi everybody, this is Jeff Parker once again with another theory video for the big Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 Easter egg, but I'm not even saying theory at this point. Like, holy crap, I think I have it. No. I'm certain I have it. And James, here's the teaser for what I'm going to go through to start with here. All MT was missing was one little thing. One little thing that changed the whole context of the hidden coordinates in there and the whole meaning behind everything that was being represented by those coordinates. And that one thing was punctuation. And I get the feeling right now you're going, yep, that's right. So let's take a look at the hidden coordinate messages. So we have, this isn't real, this is mom's cancer, and a few variations. I'm going to put all these out here. Meredith Quill X, Meredith Quill implied EX, like ex-lover, whatever, and Meredith Quill BD, baby daddy. That's just fun to do. But the thing is, it doesn't matter which one. They're all pointing to the same. I actually was leaning towards this one to start with, but then I started to think about the other ones. This was more what led me to realize this. But I don't think that's right. I'm saying ex-lover or baby daddy. It's all the same thing. It doesn't matter. But what we do know is that when the coordinates were actually translated, we had just lettering for everything. So what people did when they went through is they said, this isn't real. This is mom's cancer, possessive. But then this one, the thing that bothered me for the longest time looking at it, I'm like, why Meredith? Like, if you want the flow of the name Meredith, and you're dealing with space issues, take out the I in dith. Then you still have all three syllables. And, I mean, you could play around Meredith, doesn't matter. But what if that was actually on purpose? What if that missing E is where the whole thing is, the whole answer is? I say there is one apostrophe in each of these. So my question to you is, how do you say the name of Peter Quill's real father without saying it? Jason, Meredith. This is the Easter egg right here. Not that Jason was going to be in the movies. Gunn has said many times he thought he was a boring character. He didn't like him. So he wasn't going to put him in there. But he's also said that he didn't know who the father was going to be before he wrote Volume 1. So it was during the writing process of Volume 2 that he actually decided upon Ego. And you're not going to find any clues that actually point to Ego specifically in Volume 1. You can find certain clues in there that point to, the powers that Peter has, and, that guy was a jackass, and all that stuff. Music though, it's certainly there. I'll come back to that in a second. I'm so excited right now. Like, my mind is just all over the place with this. But back to Jason not being the father. So in the comics, he actually is the father, and this is the name that they currently settled on. This is the newest iteration of his name. This changed to this before the first Guardians movie came out. So him not being the father, not being the real father, this isn't real. Yeah, see how this is all linking together? And the other, this, all referring to the same thing. This is mom's cancer. These thises are all pointing to the same thing. That Jason, Meredith Quill X, BD, whatever, was not going to be the dad in Volume 2. But a different character was going to be Peter's father. And that person, that thing, ego, was going to be the cause of the cancer. And there's more to point to ego with this, actually, too. Because if you remember in Volume 2, when he's actually given his story, and he's telling us, I traveled the cosmos, and I had, children with so many creatures throughout the galaxy, and eventually they were all disappointing. We find that out. But him saying that, but then he met his mom and fell in love with Meredith. Does this sound like a song that sounds, you've heard in Volume 1? Fooled around and fell in love? I must have been with a million girls, loving, leaving alone, blah, blah, blah. I fooled around and fell in love. So a lot of people have thought that ego didn't really love Meredith. How could you do that to someone you love? Well, he loved his plan more, if anything. When he's taking that piss and he's just whistling the song Brandy, you know what? I don't think he was peeing on the song or peeing, on her name or anything. I think it was just something that popped up into his head. Everything that's going on around him, he's meeting his son and thinking about Meredith again. And, it's just in there. It's an earworm to him. It played through. I'm not going to judge him for that. But the fact, oh my gosh, fooled around and fell in love is his tale. And think where that is playing. It's inside of nowhere, inside of the head of a giant celestial, while Peter and Gamora are dancing. That's where it's taking place. I mean, what do you want any other hints that ego was the Easter egg? Not specifically ego, but now that we see what was going on, who it's going to be, that it was him. What does he arrive in Volume 2? What ship does he arrive in? Oh, is it a giant egg? Oh my gosh! Jesus Christ! Looking at this now, it's oh my gosh! All signs point to ego. Well, no, all signs point away from Jason being the father, and eventually we find out that it's ego in that one. So, take a breath. Peter Quill's father is not going to be Jason in Volume 2. And that person is going to be the cause of Meredith's cancer, whoever that person is. That is the Easter egg. That is the plot point that he has put out. And he's actually talked about. This information has been out there for so long, but just having the story to tie it all together, that's where it's been. It's been one apostrophe. It's been Merdith. When MT did his video about the Meredith Quill X, he said Meredith so many times. It's almost comical to hear it and then think about he was saying it. He just didn't realize the context because he was missing one punctuation point through the whole thing. So, yeah. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. I'm really excited right now. Here's the thing. I have the story. And that's where it is. It's all this right here. That's the big Easter egg. That's the big story to it. Now, there could be more little components to it at this point. If James was to grade me, I say I'm in the 90s. Plus, I have the storyline for it. Okay? Now, this is the meat and potatoes. Now, if he says I don't have it, it's because I'm missing the garnish. Someone needs to come in with a little sprig of parsley on top. You know what? I'm feasting. I'm hungry already, okay? This is the Easter egg right here. And oh my gosh, it feels so good. It feels so good to get this out. I've had this in my head for a few weeks. I've been trying to just piece it together, but it, it, uh, going forward, Volume 1, we know what it is. Okay, we know the Volume 1 going into Volume 2 thing is actually plot point. Now, James Gunn has said that the second one, the Volume 2 egg going into Volume 3, is more difficult to find. It's a little more hitting, and you know why? That's because it's plot point. Okay, this is plot going into the third movie. So if it was the same tricks and people uncovered it the first time through, it would be easy to find on the second time through. So that's why it's a little more difficult this time around. But, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. And you know what? You know what, James? You know what, James? I saw what you did about a month ago. Okay? You know that the whole, like, I've seen the code for 2. I haven't focused on it. I've not focused on it yet. But I do remember the one part about it saying that someone is like a ICBM or something like that. Who was it on the cast that you said, the person that everyone's suspecting of being the High Evolutionary? You said that they deliver an explosive performance? An explosive performance. ICBM. Really? 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 You don't have any faith in us. You do not have any faith in your Easter egg community. You are just slapping us across the face with this right now. I'm insulted. You know what? You know what? You know what? It's on to the next egg. It is on to the next egg at this point. And you know what? That movie comes out next year. I say that's the challenge. To get it out, the full thing, before the movie comes out next year. And you know what? Here's my dare to you, James. If somebody gets the Easter egg, gets all the components to it, we're not selling them short, before the movie comes out, and its actual plot point in it, I dare you to confirm it. I dare you to confirm it. Like just a little bit of something going into the movie before it even comes out. Slight spoiler-ish, no matter what. Do it. I dare you. Oh my gosh, this feels so good to get this out. It hasn't been me. I won't take full claim for it. It's definitely the work of many people going into this. There's been communities finding this code over years now. MT just tweeted the other day, he's been doing this for 6 years. I've probably been following him for most of that. And you had like Eric Voss and New Rockstars doing the breakdown of the music, which was fantastic, and showing how that actually relates to the storyline going on there. And everything put together, I found a punctuation. I stared at something I thought didn't look right. You know, it's just the Murdith, and even one other thing that led me to it, that X at the end, to see like the Spartax, it kind of pulled me into that and kind of really drilled that into my consciousness. But that's, I don't think that's the X is referring to like the Spartax or anything. I think it's right here. It feels so good. Get that out. So, on a lighter, if you enjoyed this, if you think I'm right, well, right now Comic-Con is going on. Let's try and get through to Gunn. Let's try and get through to Gunn while all the nerds are convening. Let's tweet at him. Tweet at James Gunn. Tweet at Mr. Tainman. Tweet at New Rockstars. Tweet at EA Voss. Get a hold of everyone. Spam them with this video. I want it confirmed, and I can't do it on my own. My God, I don't have followers. No. Take that back. My wife follows me. And some other random person. Please, let's get this information out there. Let's get this set in stone. Get it confirmed. And just move on to number 2. Let's do this already, okay? And back to what I was saying on a lighter note, heavier note. I want to dedicate this to my dad. he wasn't a Marvel fan per se, but I was able to get him into Doctor Strange. He really enjoyed that movie. He just passed away from a brain cancer, within the past 2 months, which, yeah, coincidence. Meredith Quill and everything. It's, yeah, who knows? Maybe he knew that I was looking for it and just kind of pushed me in the right direction. But yeah, it's been kind of hard. We miss him, but yeah, I'm just gonna dedicate this to him and just assume that it was a celestial that did it to him too. Bastards. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you share it. Please get it out there. We need to confirm from James Gunn. And yeah, I hope you're having a great day.